Alrighty guys, we're back for Boros Quintorius, and this is a Through the Omenpaths standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. But first things first, we built this together over on the Twitch channel. Nice. What do we got in here? We got all four Quint's Insight. It's a 2-mana enchantment at the beginning of your first main phase. Discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay, so that's going to work great with Discover. It's going to work great with our adventures as well. It's going to work great with Mayhem, which I don't think we have any Mayhem cards in here, but still, lots of things this could work great with. So, pairing it with Quintorius Kand. Here on the top end, a 5-mana 4-loyalty legendary planeswalker. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. You can create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature for the +1, but the -3 you discover 4. Okay, and there's lots of great things we can discover in here. Like Reality Fulcrum, for example, is a 4-mana artifact. When it enters, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. You can tap it, add 2 mana in any combination of colors, spend this mana only to cast spells from exile. Okay. We have all 4 Geological Appraisers here. When it enters, if you cast it, discover 3. Okay. We also have Monument of Endurance, which is a fantastic one to go ahead and discover. Whenever you discard a card, choose one that hasn't been chosen yet, draw a card, or create a treasure token, or the opponent loses 3 life. And honestly, this kind of fits a terrific burn theme in here. I do think the opponent's going to be in significant danger somewhere in the middle of the game, so that extra 3 damage is going to be pretty good. Specifically, it's loses 3 life. It's not actually damage, but still. Speaking of burn theme, we have all 4 Lightning Helix in here. That's our main spot removal, but we do have a couple Get Lost as well. Heartflame Duelist making the cut because adventures are going to work great with that Quint's Insight, right? And then Virtue of Courage is also another adventure that we have packed in, also fitting that little burn theme. We have even more ways to discover with Buried Treasure as well. So if you're not using it as the 2-mana treasure to eventually ramp you, maybe this is a good discard to the Quint's Insight because you'll get it into the grave. Eventually you'll spend 5 to discover 5. You can discover into Quintorius, then you can -3. There's a lot of nonsense we can get up to in here, huh? And Trumpeting Carnosaur on the top end for some, I guess, more removal, but also once we actually get to the point where we can cast this, same concept with the Discover 5 on Buried Treasure. If you're discovering a Quintorius Kand or something, that is disgusting, huh? Or discovering a Virtue of Courage, just the enchantment side, could be fantastic too, a great way to see extra things off the top. 25 total mana in here. We do have a Lindblum. We have all 4 Sacred Foundries, all 4 Verge, all 4 Fabled Passage, and even a couple Multiversal Passage as well. Leaning heavily red, that's what the deck is leaning towards. No honorable mentions today. What should have made the cut? At the very least, as an honorable mention, let me know down in the comments. Either way, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. Okay, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? This is going to be a cool one, man. This is going to be very, very cool because we already played it a little bit on stream. Okay, not too much early setup here. The opponent goes first, unfortunately. We're not too concerned about because we got early removal, but still. That is unfortunate. Let's see what we can get up to, because this would be a very weird mulligan. It's just not the greatest of hands, I suppose. Alright, with Llanowar Elves, we're already in danger. If we went first, maybe we would have had a great chance of actually taking that out. So mana here could be open for Snakeskin Veil, so seriously, a lot of danger. Let's go ahead and get the Sunbillow Verge down. We could pass it back. Maybe wait for them to accidentally tap out, which I don't think they're going to do. We don't want the Virtue of Courage to fizzle out on top of Hexproof, so I'll try the Lightning Helix instead. So Snakeskin Veil #1 out of the opponent's deck list. Are we gonna die? Traveling Chocobo, Fabled Passage. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Good game, good game. It's a rough deck list to go up against for anyone. We only had 2 turns. So in this scenario, yes, keeping it open, maybe we could have survived the turn. But there's no guarantee that the opponent is going to completely tap out on their turn. And giving them an extra turn to actually top deck a Veil, I don't know, man. I guess we could probably blame that one on me. Or we could just blame it on Mono Green Landfall being a ridiculous deck list to go up against. Onwards! We don't talk about that first one, guys. Oh, man. Yeah, one big thing. If we went first, then the Llanowar Elves would have been popped. Which means by the time Tifa came down, it wouldn't have had open protection, so they would have had to wait till turn 3 to land the Tifa to keep the Snakeskin Veil open. And then honestly, at that point, guys, we still would have been in danger. We go first. Great news. I'm going to try it. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get greedy with the Lindblum. I think I'm just going to play it out tapped while we have it. Well, we don't have to worry about it coming out tapped type of thing, you know? Lava Runner. Okay. Lightning Helix is a very good draw. I'm not too scared of the Lava Runner. I'm just going to play this out tapped to take less damage as the game goes on. Emberheart Challenger. Our turn 3 is definitely looking like a Lightning Helix. So we could wait to see what happens, but I think taking out the Challenger before it gets above the 3 damage is a little better. So while they're tapped out, we can take this out. We go back up to 20. That's pretty good. Now 4th mana off the top. I mean 25 mana in here for a very good reason, huh? Nemesis is a problem because we don't have... ooh, Lightning Helix. I think if we let them discover X, I think they just find another Nemesis, right? This is at instant speed, so we could wait till the swing. Mana value 1 or greater, shuffles it into the library, discovers X where X is its mana value. It's probably a great way to deal with the Nemesis. We can keep everything open here and see what they end up doing. And again, then the 4th mana off the top would be fantastic. But honestly, for this turn with Nemesis on the board, 4th mana wouldn't have done too much for us because I don't even know if we would have played anything else. Uh-oh, Nemesis #2 is a problem. I'd say on the stack of anything, if they had burn, if it's a burst lightning, they just want to hit one of their nemesis, take life gain out of the equation. But they want to wait for on the stack. That way we can't do like Lightning Helix in response, hit the Lava Runner. Then we'd take 6, but we'd go back up 3. So we'd be at 13 still. And we still have Justice for next turn. Which of course they don't know what's in our hand, but they do know we have Lightning Helix in here. All right. Like I said, Burst Lightning on the stack would be pretty good for them. We could still go we could try Lightning Helix if we think that they didn't have the Burst Lightning to hit the Nemesis. I say we take the 4 down to 12, see what they discover on the Nemesis. It's not great, but double Nemesis on the board isn't great for us regardless. Wow, Lightning Strike off the top. I mean, that probably could have been worse, right? So we still end up taking the damage, but the Nemesis is kind of like banished to the deck list, so that's pretty cool, actually. So, we do miss the mana, unfortunately. We do have 3 damage to any target on Duelist. Still, the other Nemesis is still a problem. If we do any damage to it, taking life gain out of the equation will take Quintorius out of the equation late game too. That top ability life gain always helping us out in some form or another. I guess we keep it all open, huh? Let's see what that last mountain is. Because it's like I said, they wanna hit Nemesis, take life gain out of the equation, then hopefully on the stack we can do the Lightning Helix. Looks like they're gonna be patient with whatever was open over there. Slick shot show off, that makes sense as to why they want to be patient for sure. Bolt wave hitting our face, boosting the slick shot show off, and still one mountain being held open over there. That does boost the lava runner. It's going to be a shock, but instead of hitting the Nemesis, they just go face instead. At that point, it's going to look like Lightning Helix to the slick shot show off, so we still have the life gain. Yeah, not shocking the Nemesis was probably good news for us, right? Okay, Lightning Helix. Still not the 4th mana that we actually need, but again, I don't know what that 4th mana would have done here realistically. I guess Appraiser could have discovered like a Helix, maybe? So we can keep it all open. This is a lands, am I right, kind of deck list right now, or kind of match, I should say. It's very much not a... It's not a 26 mana deck list, I would say. So nothing on the stack there tells us that they might be out of burn. No, it's still a Burst Lightning, wow. So before we gained any life, they could have dropped the Burst Lightning again on the Screaming Nemesis, then hit us in the face with the Nemesis ability, prevented the Helix life gain. So we were like in significant danger there, no matter what, right? Yeah, even if we found the 4th, we really desperately would have needed the 5th. I'd say the 2nd Nemesis was actually the nail in the coffin, because we could have easily dealt with one of them. Okay, only 2 mana in hand here. Quint's Insight, that's going to be essential to see. Gonna have to do some deck thinning early on, which doesn't sound great. Opponent goes first. Doesn't sound great. Let's keep it. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll start with Multiversal Passage tapped, and then see if we just see some more mana eventually. Actually, guys, maybe we should just do Fabled Passage here. Make sure we actually have the turn 2 Quint's Insight no matter what. I just don't like the deck thinning. Yeah, I think I talked myself into that, though. Quint's Insight's going to help us hopefully filter out significantly. I'll grab the red source. Okay, another monument. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh. Like, we're going to desperately need that filter. So the first send is probably Quintorius, because we're so far from it at this point. And there's plenty Quintorius packed into the deck list, too. Another Glory Heath Lynx from the opponent. Battle it up, get a Plains to hand. It's good. That's a good kitty cat, honestly, guys. There's so many cards in Standard. It just seems underplayed. Hey, wow, we actually saw the Plains, which means Monument can come down. I'm gonna save the double Monument. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to it. Let's discard the Quintorius. We see more mana. That's fantastic, honestly, dude. Let's do this. Bring it on, opponent, bring it on. They do have some good damage over there. 4-turn clock? No, it's probably going to be more than that. Wily Duke is a great one to saddle up with. Oh, guys, the opponent's playing Selesnya Saddle. This is going to be fun. As long as we can actually stick around long enough. The Wily Duke has to die to the Lightning Helix, probably. We can ditch the mountain successfully. And I think what we want to do here is even more card draw? No. Probably treasure token. Make sure we can do everything we want to do on this turn, which is second Monument and Lightning Helix. Because establishing, Sunbillow Verge, establishing second Monument, Lightning Helix the Wily Duke, we're probably in this for long enough. This is one of those deck lists where we really don't want them to untap and draw, right? Because they could draw into protection or something. Selesnya Colors has a lot of options for good protection. So gaining 3 was pretty significant. Delny! Wow, dude, hey. They could get some pretty good deck thinning here. The third Glory Heath Lynx. I really like the opponent's deck list, guys. I like this a lot. So they can saddle up both of these. Swing. Say, I'm not drawing any more planes for the rest of the game. Nice. Nice. Yep. Planes number 1. Planes number 2. Planes number 3. Planes number 4. They did have it too. They have, I bet that's like all of their planes. So you can get rid of the second Quint's Insight, but it's actually pretty good with the Monument of Endurance on the board. Heartflame Duelist is pretty good on the board too with the Helix in hand. Probably pop the Delny. They're at 31, guys. That's crazy. I'm going to say the second Quint's Insight, which kind of breaks my heart, but we're going to need to gain some life back if we're going to want to put up with all this. So, treasure token. Treasure token. No, one treasure token's fine to do Appraiser and Helix for the turn. I like the Duelist too, though. Let's go card draw on the second Monument. Buried Treasure's pretty good. Oh, getting some lag. Alright, let's start with the Geological Appraiser. See what we can get up to here. Discover 3. Ooh, Lightning Helix. Very good, guys. Poke 1 through with the Insight down to 30. Go up to 14. But this time we could keep the Helix open. Got 3 cards in hand we don't know about. If they power up Restless Prairie, that would be a fantastic target for the Lightning Helix. So I'm going to try to keep it open. I wouldn't mind playing literally all of this, but I think the Buried Treasure is going to be discarded to the Insight next turn, so... Now this is a game of Magic, guys, huh? Boros Quintorius versus Selesnya Saddle. Ona, okay. Yeah, I'm glad I kept the Helix, but hopefully they are missing the protection spell, because they still have 2 mana open. We are going to do this right now, while we still have priority. As well as it would be to wait till combat and everything, too. Just going to do it immediately. Sticking here. Okay, nice. We go up to 17. I'll take any trade with the Appraiser. Appraiser's out of the equation with a Get Lost. They have 6 coming through here, going back up to 36. Going down to 11 for us. But guys, seriously, it's still anyone's game. Especially like Monument of Endurance can really start hitting damage through too. I'm going to stick with the Buried Treasure because I'm going to discover 5 this turn, I think. We got 5 on the board. Lightning Helix here. So again, we could go Treasure to have the Helix open with the Buried Treasure. Or we could just go for some card draw too. Probably card draw. No, at least 1 treasure because Fabled Passage will be the extra mana we need. And honestly, the 3rd Monument's really good here, huh? I'll start with some deck thinning then with the Fabled Passage. Grab a Mountain. So there's the Buried Treasure, discover 5, and the Lightning Helix open. Let's do it. Lots of goodies to see. Hey, Appraiser's not bad. Poke 1 through, the opponent's down to 35. The 4th Monument of Endurance. Oh, man. Right. So Lightning Helix while they're tapped out? Probably not. It's a Kona deck list. We have to be ready for that. So let's see it, opponent. Yeah, no protection from them for this whole early half of the game. So, or honestly, we're in the mid game now for sure, but still, you guys know what I mean. Ooh, Restless Prairie power up. It's other creatures you control, but either way, we don't want them to swing with that. So we do it now before the swing. So we got 2 mana open, 3 cards in hand we don't know about. Ooh, it lands, and we go back up to 14, and we take a trade all day into one of these. We go down to 10. The opponent's at 40. Trumpeting Carnosaur. Guys, I guess we don't need the Heartflame Duelist. The extra life gain's pretty good, I guess. But the 4th Monument of Endurance, no, we don't need the 4th one. What am I saying, man? Plus, we're gonna have Carnosaur too. I don't know. I really don't. I don't think we need the 4th Monument of Endurance. We got 6 on the board already. Reality Fulcrum's pretty good. We're gonna go card draw here. Make sure our hand is nice and stocked up. Quintorius is fantastic. Wow. It should just be the Carnosaur though, right? It could get picked up by a Get Lost pretty easy, but Discover 5 is no joke. There's so many goodies to discover. So I guess if we target the Carnosaur, we discover 6. Not bad. We could trade out a monument for something of lesser value, I guess. Okay. I guess Carnosaur, see what we see. We see a Reality Fulcrum, guys. Wow. That's risky, man. That's risky. Quint's Insight. Nice. Nice. We already played mana, unfortunately. Alright, dude. I think we could probably die this turn, right? I don't know what the opponent would do, but... Woo! Gain 3. That's what they needed. They needed some life gain, guys. We go down to 6. Maybe I'm playing this out too risky, right? Probably. They go ahead, they get ready with the Waking Haven. We don't need the mana. We can discard that. Submit 1. We don't need the 2nd Reality Fulcrum, right? We're going to get multiple of these now, too. So I guess we want to do as much as possible this turn to make sure we can deal with that Vaultborn Tyrant. The other Carnosaur, we definitely don't want to trade out Carnosaur this time round. The life gain on the Heartflame Duelist should, in theory, still be pretty good. I don't think we need the other Reality Fulcrum or the Appraiser for that matter, too. Okay, let's go Reality Fulcrum as the other discard. Off the top. This is hard, dude. Definitely a hard one to think around. We got 5 in hand. I mean, I plan on playing multiple cards, so I'm going to go full card draw here. The opponent's at 44 or so. Alright, number 1. Fabled Passage over here. We could wait to see if we see another Quintorius Insight. I think this turn is actually Quintorius Kand anyways. We still got 5 mana. We're going to go Discover because we need some life gain. Get Lost, the Vaultborn Tyrant just brings them a token. Gains them up to 47. Still, we got to do something about the Tyrant though, right? Even if it just means more removal after the fact. Quint's Insight pops 2. Hits another 2 off the Quint. We go up to 8. Instant sorceries. Holy cow, guys. Holy cow. This is a tough one to think through. I think I'm going to have to use that one timer that we have. At this point, now is the time to play this Fabled Passage since we missed another Quint's Insight anyways. Grab a Plains, I suppose. No, we only have mountains remaining. Got to be careful about that. And then Trumpeting Carnosaur is the next Discover, I suppose. It's a 7/6. The Discover gets us back up to 10. Quintorius, beautiful. Really good. Poke some more damage through. Pick the one that hasn't used the Discover ability. Alright. Dude, it's too bad we didn't find that first for the Tyrant, huh? Wow. I think we should cycle out the Reality Fulcrum. It's not doing too much for us right now. Yeah, that would have been a great way to banish the Tyrant, but I guess they could have found even more here too, right? Appraiser, Discover 3. Poking for 4. Crazy business, man. Quint's Insight. Okay, not terrible, right? Yeah, we only have 17 cards remaining in the deck list, though, so we really have to focus this damage next turn from the Monument and everything, too. Somehow we have to survive as well, so... I mean, the opponent has 5 cards in hand. Kona. Number 2 on the board. That is terrible news, right? Because they've had so much life gain this entire time. I think our life total is safe. I think Quintorius Kand is not so safe over here right now, even though it doesn't have another -3 yet. Oh, get lost for Carnosaur. Yeah, this was a tough match. Hopefully I'm thinking through it well enough for you guys, because there's probably something I missed here, right? So many options. Okay, they go ahead, start using the map tokens. That does get the Glory Heath links above the block on the Appraiser, and these links have been just absolute MVPs for the opponent, huh? See if they have even more planes to grab. Now, we could chump one of these, or just take the 12. I don't know what this Appraiser is going to do for us, though, so I suppose we chump while we have the chump. Take the 9 instead of 12. I don't know what the Appraiser is going to do outside of swinging, and that only gets them down to 31, and I don't think we have 31 damage next turn. Bahamut from hand. I mean, that'll pop the Quintorius for sure. Oh, yeah, dude. Wow. Wow. I mean, hey, there we go. Get lost. That's good news, but now it has to hit the Bahamut, right? Okay, we can get rid of Fabled Passage here. And since we have 3 Quint's Insight, pretty much no matter what, we can do all of these. So we'll get card draw. We're going to deck ourselves, but the opponent's going to win soon anyways. Then we can get rid of Sacred Foundry, no problem. Okay. Okay. I guess Treasure Tokens next, right? Maybe I did need the 4th one. Sacred Foundry, we got 10 cards remaining in the deck list. Opponent's taking 9 total here. Okay. Too bad we didn't find more burn, because I kept this Heartflame Duelist this whole time hoping for just a little bit more. Hitting the Bahamut would be great. Pretty much have to, because that'll be 9 in the air regardless. I don't have any timers. That tells you how hard this one is actually for me to play. Geological Appraiser. I guess it has to start with Trumpeting Carnosaur, huh? We'll see what we see. We still have plenty of mana open here to do a couple more things on our turn. Virtue. We could see even more off the top, but now we're running out of mana. 2 damage doesn't hit anything over there. We could hit their face. Alright. Virtue of Courage. Big side. 1 damage to every... 1 damage for days, right? Sunbillow Verge. Let's go ahead and go into, I guess, Heartflame Sash. Hit the opponent's face. I think we're dead no matter what, but in this scenario, we get to see 3 off the top. We don't have enough mana for the Quintorius, unfortunately. And if we play Heartflame Duelist now, we still get 3 more damage going through. I guess we get to see even more off the top, but it doesn't really matter, does it? No, it doesn't, I don't think. Because I already played mana too. We just have one more. We could plug a map token into the Duelist, and then this is the opponents. That was a fun one, guys, but boy, did it melt my brain, huh? We got 2 cards remaining in the deck list. Drop the opponent the GGs, and we're going to try one more match here. These have been really tough uphill battles, and honestly, I hope the deck list is showcasing something, even if I'm not. Get lost number 4 from the opponent, which should not surprise. No, number 3. I guess I'm getting mixed up with all the get lost that we've played too. Yeah, opponent, I hope you appreciated this match. I hope you liked our deck list as much as we liked yours. So going the Kona route for Selesnya Saddle. So it's still, I'm still counting that as Selesnya Saddle, not Selesnya Kona, right? Because they got the Glory Heath links and everything over there with the Wily Duke. Really, really neat variation of the Kona builds. Let's keep the ball rolling, huh? One more match. Win or lose, I'm relatively satisfied for what we were able to showcase. We're gonna probably I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. Probably gonna have to label it jank, right? Probably gonna put it on the do not craft list. But I might be being too hard on the deck list, and it really might be coming down to me, guys. It really might be, so can't really tell. Let's, go ahead and keep this. We got to do some deck thinning with the Fabled Passage, but there's nothing wrong with this hand. It would be a weird mulligan. Because with 25, we should find the 3rd easy peasy. We could always start with Sunbillow. Maybe we top deck. I want to get the Quint's Insight down no matter what turn 2, though, so we're going to do that instead. Bleach Bone. Let's grab the mountain here. Oh, we do see the 3rd. That's fantastic, guys. Yeah, all the life gain from the opponent. Too bad we're not playing Screaming Nemesis, huh? In that last game, we did so much damage, but they just gained way too much life. So I don't mind sending the Multiversal Passage here, guys. Since we already have the 3rd, and it's a 25 mana deck list, and Monument of Endurance is going to be able to give us treasures too, and we have 2 of them as well, so... Rest in Peace, nice. And that'll take care of our buried treasure when it comes time. I'll ditch the Justice, probably. I guess Get Lost can actually hit the Rest in Peace when it comes time too. Probably the Justice. We still have another one in the deck list too, so... I will start to burn the opponent here, actually. I was going to say it would be great to keep, like, Lightning Helix open or something with the treasure and still play the Monument, but now we should start to hit the opponent's face, because honestly, in the last game, that could have been what I did wrong, but I still think they were gaining too much life anyways. Alright, let's get rid of one of the Get Lost. Start hitting the opponent's face. Another Monument, guys. Wow. Similar concept here. I'm just going to keep focusing damage. GG opponent. Yeah, dude. I'll tell you what. I mean, they didn't have any pressure on us. They must have been going control. They must have had a whole bunch of spot removal. I mean, Orzhov colors. Guys, let's just end on a high note, huh? Standard can be very rough sometimes. It can be very difficult to actually squeeze wins. Let's do an end of video pack here through the Omenpaths. Yeah, you're going to go up against those matches. Oh, Skivix. That's a really fun one. I really like that one. Anyways, you're going to go up against opponents who are just playing a whole bunch of spot removal with some end game win conditions. Those might be the perfect matches for this, because some of them might not have ways to remove your artifacts and stuff or your enchantments. And so you establish this powerful engine between Insight and Monument, and you're looking pretty, man. Now, something like Dimir Mill. You know, they wait to get to their 6th mana. Now, Dimir is going to be much scarier than Orzhov for this deck list because Dimir has counter spells. And so can you actually establish those early things? If they went first, there's a real chance that you won't get your first monument on the board and stuff. So there's still a very good chance that Dimir Mill is actually favored, which is scary to say the least, right? So against a deck list like the last one that we saw, it could have been some form of Orzhov control, bunch of board wipes, bunch of spot removal. I think more realistically with the Rest in Peace, oh man, probably the Ketramos deck list, right? Probably, yeah. But Ketramos deck list does have a lot of removal. It runs like Perilous Snare too. Perilous Snare picks up non-land permanents, which could have picked up a monument and stuff. They must have just been missing the Perilous Snare. I mean, we're trying to guess the opponent's deck list based on one card they had on the board, so it might not have even been that version of the deck list. I do like our one of Heartflame Duelist because I think that... Did I call this Heartfire Hero at some point today? Well, either way, it's Heartflame Duelist. Anyways, I do like this as a one of. I think in that long game where it was really hard to think through, we had a whole bunch of decisions easily could have come to me, right? It could have been early Heartflame Duelist, and maybe some of our extra life gain, Duelist on the board, gaining an extra 3 on Helix and everything, maybe that could have kept us in one extra turn. Even with one extra turn, even with triple monuments on the board, the opponent's life gain was just so significant. There was another decision in that game too. There's so much that we could pick apart with that match, for real. Where I decided to get lost the Tyrant knowing that the token was going to come out. I just kind of figured like, we'll have to figure out another way to get rid of the Tyrant's token then. But if we would have just get losted a Lynx instead, and then just you know, like those links eventually ended up being 3/4s, and those links had lifelink too. That was gaining them life. If we would have just hit a links instead, maybe we would have prevented like 7 life gain total from one of those kitty cats. There's a lot to think about there, man, for real. And that could have prevented some damage to our face too. So, man, double Reality Fulcrums. I like this as a 2 of, like, a lot. I like the Zoyowa's Justice. This is a neat one. And being able to trade out one of your cards to find something else, trade out a Fulcrum, maybe hit another Fulcrum or an Appraiser. I mean, you already used the 2 cards from the Fulcrum, for example. Maybe it's already tapped down for the turn. Maybe you tap this down to play the Justice from exile. That's an option, right? If you saw the Justice off of that. So that's pretty neat. I do like how we can just banish important creatures like Screaming Nemesis. I think that if we would have banished that Vaultborn Tyrant with the Justice, we saw this 1 turn too late, right? We still could have banished the token, to be fair. But the token should have the same mana value. So they still would have discovered 7 or whatever, whatever the Tyrant is, right? So it still would have been pretty sketchy, but that would have been a pretty good way to get rid of it potentially, especially if they discovered lower. We'd be rolling the dice in that scenario. I think that overall, we do gotta call it jank. I think that overall, I could have played it out much better too, so I might be being too hard on the deck list, but go ahead, put it on the Do Not Craft list, guys. It's pretty expensive overall. We got like Get Lost and Quint's Insight being rare, and then Monument, Fulcrum, Quintorius Mythic with Virtue, and Trumpeting Carnosaur is rare too. That's a chunk of rares and mythics. Oh, Heartflame Duelist as well. And then we have 2 commons with Buried Treasure, which is kind of an underplayed card in my opinion, guys. It's actually pretty good, especially in the right deck list. I do think this is the right deck list. And then don't even get me started on the mana base, but thank goodness the mana base can actually be played in other deck lists as well. There were a lot of early games there too where we kept a 2-mana hand and were a little sketched out by the Fabled Passage deck thinning. Didn't end up mattering. I mean, we got 25 mana in here, and we got Ramp on Monument and Buried Treasure too, so I do like the Lindblum in here as well. Lindblum is just another way to poke through to the opponent's face as we're spamming a whole bunch of stuff out. Like we saw in that one turn how many things we actually discovered. You can imagine just having this extra little utility wizard on the board. All those extra pokes would have really come in handy, huh? Yeah, this was a really tough deck list for me to play, unfortunately. A little bit more practice. I think I maybe could have done better, so I apologize for that, guys. But also, if I'm being too hard on the deck list, there's a possibility I'm being too hard on myself, too. Maybe I played it all right. It is really hard to tell sometimes when you have that many decisions what the best decision actually was. Sometimes it's much easier to see in hindsight, so we can go back and say, oh, right there, should have popped that creature instead of that creature type of thing. And that Selesnya Mounts deck list with the Kona, I want to visit that sometime, right? Because we visit Selesnya Mounts from time to time, and it's really fun. But I never really thought about just almost taking a meta route with Kona and everything too, you know what I mean? And just fantastic top-end creatures as well. It makes sense when Kona is actually fantastic with the planets and whatnot, so. All right, enough talking about that one game. Is there anything else I want to say about this? I want to say make sure you drop a comment. What would you add or take out? What did you think of the deck list? Do you think it's janky, right? All those questions apply. Make sure you let me know in the comments. Of course, I love reading the comments and seeing sometimes what you guys come up with. Other times, just seeing what you thought of the matches as well, because sometimes they're really tricky. Like that first game of the evening, only getting 2 turns. Again, that still could have just come down to me kind of knowing Snakeskin Veil was there. Not knowing that the opponent was going to have lethal damage on the following turn, though. So, yeah, tough. Tough stuff, huh? Geological Appraiser. This is kind of a fantastic 4-drop, man. Even outside of some Discover deck lists, in the right build as a top end, I think this could totally belong in some kind of weird aggro deck list that you have Appraiser on the top end and you just have a whole bunch of awesome 3-drops that you would love to hit with this, and then awesome 2-drops that if you hit with it, you're not crying, and you potentially even great 1-drops too, where again, you're just getting extra things onto the board. I love Appraiser. Underplayed, man, for real, but there's so many underplayed cards in Standard, so. Alright guys, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.